Hello, Sumber here, welcome back. This is another video in my series in my All Warhammer Nations multiplayer game of Dominions 5. I'm playing as the Orcs and Goblins, aka the Greenskins, in this case specifically the Bone Nose tribe, which is the Savage Orcs and Forest Goblins. It is turn number 50. This is quite a big turn for storming the capital of the Tomb Kings, Nehekara. I had anticipated there might be some sort of immobile, extremely tough pretender in there, so we'll see what happens with that. I didn't really plan ahead because I was in a bit of a rush, and I'm in a little bit of a rush for this turn as well. So, making some stuff, cost augury, didn't find anything, but we did pick up a magic site here, Traveller's Rest, Meteorite Cliffs, I believe is, that's Earth and Fire, or Earth and Air, I can't remember. It's Earth and Astral, of course, it's a meteorite from space. So that's nice to have. Then we've got battles. We've got a battle in Moliton. We are attacked by the Tomb Kings. This is their big blocks of spearmen marching out of their fort in Moliton and attacking not very much that we've got here. Maybe we do a bit of damage with banishes or something. No, he's scripted, so he's casting Horde of Skeletons, which is a bit pointless, but maybe we'll kill one or two of them. Hopefully he doesn't get killed in this fight. I would not like to lose a shaman on this. Yeah, unfortunately he was stayed on script, so he just gets killed. That's a bit unfortunate that I just had a Forest Goblin Great Shaman get picked off there. I guess he was sight searching. We attacked the Wood Elves in Undrays. This is a decent amount of province defense they've got, and I think this is this in a forest? No, they'd have glamour if it was a forest. But we have lots of wild boys, but they're not very blessed. But still, they're pretty strong troops. They're going to make short work of these dryads. The only thing is that we're getting shot up quite a lot by the missile fire from the Glade Guard. We do have lots of imps coming in, which is going to help take them out quick enough. So that's a fort province put under siege. And then we've got a battle in Griffin Spires. This is us attacking the Tomb King's fort in the southwest. We've sent in 2 thugs. They've got the usual kind of scripts. We've got a bottle of living water there as well. And they should have no difficulty taking out this province defense. So the water elemental goes in and causes a distraction, and then in go the thugs, and they should take these undead out with relative ease. One of them's got Scutata Volturnus, that's why you're seeing lightning bolts coming in. That's shocking grasp he's using. But yeah, fairly straightforward killing of some province defense and put that under siege. And then we have a battle in La Pinza. This is us being attacked by the Tomb Kings. This is just a big chunk of their mages. Lich Priests, they're pretty powerful stack just because these guys can cast so much. They look like they may be a bit unscripted, so he's maybe just throwing them out. But we don't have anything here. This was just sieging with a scout. It's nice to see them though, or protecting the province with a scout, I can't recall. Then we've got a battle in Kamia. This is one that we saw. This is the Tomb Kings attacking Kislev province. I suspect they'll lose this. Their troops are probably a bit better than the Kislev troops, but home field advantage and crossbows. Or the infantry have routed. No, it looks like Nehekara is going to prevail here. Very high morale is very useful for them. Saran Forest, we attacked the Wood Elves. This is another thug. Not much in the way of province defense, so you can guess how that went. We've got lifelong protections of basically all of our thugs in lots of our battles. Now we're going to have them going forward all over the place. Boar Woods, we attacked the Wood Elves. This is another one of our thugs with decent equipment, a lifelong protection, and they're just against province defense. I kind of designed them to be somewhat difficult for the for counter thug play to deal with them. But generally I just threw on the items that I thought would be fun. So we took that. Larian Swamps against the Wood Elves. I think this is another thug. Yep, and very similar equipment. And this is against some more province defense, so that's another easy win. And then at Nehekara, so we have got an army with lots of sieges. It's not actually a very high quality army in terms of troops. There's an okay number of wild boys, but not that many. There's a decent number of archers, but they're not very expensive. But then we have a lot of mages. We've also got a couple of thugs. We've got our Orc Great Shaman, who's set up as a thug. And we've got Grimdreg, who was, I think, our first wild boss, and is set up as a thug as well. Not particularly amazing thugs, but, you know, decent. And yeah, we're going to try and knock over all of this, and we can see that the Tomb Kings do in fact have an incredibly hard to destroy immobile, so that's no doubt going to cause us various problems. They've got some other summons and things there too, but that's not going to make much difference. And I imagine their stuff on the walls is going to get banished fairly quickly. So our plan is we've got mass flight going, we've got various other mass protection spells and things. We've got a howl going. We're not going to have much difficulty dealing with their summons and the things on the walls. Fairly straightforward. Our problem is entirely going to be this. This immobile pretender that they've got. So that was our mass protection, I believe, which is good on some stuff. So you can see that we've already pretty much destroyed their summons, and we're down to fighting the Lost Turtle's the great one. So it has buffed itself up. It's got 31 protection. It's got protective force, which is very strong. It's got a 13-point fire shield, which is very strong. And I don't know that we've got anything here that can really do anything to it. It's going to get hit with Holy Word a lot, but Holy Word doesn't do very much. It's going to take some hits sometimes, but you can see it's got a huge number of hit points because of it's in a massive amount of Dominion bonus. It's got slash and pierce resistance, so we really need blunt things to hurt it, and it's just got all these buffs on it. So I think we haven't got anything to hurt it, and the fire shield will just wreck everything. But unfortunate. Let's just put this on ultra fast, and we'll just watch our stuff get killed against it. And then I'm probably just going to skip ahead. You can see the general problem. It's getting pounded with stuff, but it's taking basically no damage. It's taking only tiny amounts of chip damage. And even when a thug gets next to it, my thugs are not very hard hitting, like our Great Shaman. He just hits with a Frostbrand, right? It's not super hard hitting. So he hits it a couple of times, he gets hit with the Fire Shield, he starts to die. Yep, he dies. And he doesn't do very much to it. He poisons it a bit because of the Wyvern Stinger, and he does a bit of damage, but not really very much. And all these shamans are just failing to do any damage, and the summons are failing to do any damage. So eventually this battle, I'm going to skip out, this battle just turn timers, we run out of time to do the fight, and you can see what we lose here. So we lose our thugs, we lose Grimdreg, we lose a Savage at Warboss Rising, so that's bad in terms of losing our wars and things, that's a bit annoying. We lose a Great Shaman, he was a thug, that's bad. We lose a Forest Golem Big Boss, not ideal. We don't lose very many of our mages at all. We lose all these guys, Corpse Constructs in our army, but that wasn't, it's pretty replaceable, all that stuff. 31 Wild Boys is a bit unfortunate. You can see he gets 832 kills. This is the trouble with very tough immobile pretenders. They're a right problem to deal with. We kill off some summons and things, but we basically fail. And then in our retreat, we lose some stuff, but, you know, I don't want to go through all of that. You can see that my thugs, he didn't get any kills, and did Grimdreg get any? He got 1 kill. So they really didn't do anything at all. Anyway, we've got more stuff to move on top of Nekara. Events-wise, the Dawnland more men are needed to find the Warlock. I don't even know what that's about. I'm going to ignore that. Oaklands, we get some promotions. Halbathria, we get some gold. Some Dominion and Order, very nice. Forbidden Fields, we get some air gems. And then Fortifications, we're still breached on Nekara, and we are unarmed on the others, except for Undres, where we've sent some troops, which we are starting to destroy. So there's not much defending that. So what are we doing this turn? Well, we're moving everything back onto Nekara because the Tomb Kings, I suspect they'll attack over here. They may not. They may just attack in one of these provinces. I'm not really sure what they're going to do, but I'm going to move all my stuff back onto Nekara. I'm going to preach the Dominion down here to get the hit points down on that immobile pretender. I'm not going to try and dom kill him. There's too much Dominion around in general, but I'm going to at least knock that down, and I'm going to track down and destroy these armies. So I'm just going to keep this under siege with a light force. The immobile pretender, I don't believe, can break siege. They're not allowed to do that. But yeah, we're just kind of chilling, hanging out there. And we're sending a lot more stuff in from all over. But a lot of this is just the things that ran away coming back. So got a fair bit of that going on. I think that we can send that scout back over there. Do you want to be going over there? I think you just stay there for now and wait. So that's just so I can have gem caddies ready to move things around, but I've already got some. A lot of the things that I'm sending in, I've given lifelong protection, so I have a lot of that. I also have my first combat astral mage. He's going to be casting anti-magic and maybe some other bits and pieces. Casting-wise, well, we just researched Conjuration 8. We've been waiting a while for that. So we are casting a Queen of Elemental Air here, and we are casting a Queen of Elemental Water over there. I could do a King of Elemental Fire because my god has been recovering from his various afflictions and is no longer muted. And so he's got his fire magic back. So I've chucked a Skull of Fire and a Flame Helmet on him to have very high fire, and I'm just casting Eternal Pyre to give us a fire income. I actually had to do some alchemize some astral pearls into fire in order to be able to do that and pay for some other things, but that's fine. I don't mind doing that. So we're going to have Eternal Pyre up, hopefully. And then maybe he'll do some thug duties, maybe he'll go and roast people, I'm not really sure. Research-wise, we're continuing on into enchantment level 8, where we get various nice things, including mass regeneration, which is very good. But a few different things we could do there. And then we're going to conjuration level 9, because Tartarians are fun, basically. We're sending lots of stuff over here. This is our main concentration of things. We're going to get this wall down quick and take this fort. I'm not really going to push that much at the Wood Elves, but I am going to hit them, raiding in other places. I imagine I'm not going to be able to take these two off them, but I am just leaving some scouts to siege them, and meanwhile my thugs are moving and hitting other things, just to kind of cause trouble. We've got a couple moving over there. I imagine that they could magic phase some things in and kill some of my thugs, but it's fine. If they're willing to do that, that's alright with me. Moving lots of my other forces around and doing some forging into the Cornucopia, Scudo to Voltanus. I'm empowering this Savage Orc Shaman into blood, and the reason I'm doing that is that I want to make, probably using a Ring of Wizardry, I guess, I want to make the Earth Blood Stones as Earth boosters, because we need Earth magic in battles, and we currently, our best thing is Earth 2, basically, which is not really good enough. So yeah, a bit of forging going on there. Spending up all of our gems, which is a good idea. We're kind of coming to the end of the game here. This is the late game, definitely. Still making tons of corpse constructs. Do we need another leader to move these corpse constructs around? I think we might do. Let's just cast another one. I don't want to get too fussy about this. Keep it simple. Another Revive King. So yeah, we'll see what our Queen of Elementals, air and water are like. In the rest of the world, we're doing more blood hunting. We're forging some more lifeline protections. We're not doing so many anymore because I want some stuff for empowerment and things, but we'll do some more lifeline protections and keep those going around. And our objectives are, try and finish off Nehekara down here. That would be nice to do. And could I move? Yeah, I don't think that they're going to patrol down there. I think that's unlikely. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll split these up. I'll send Nobgrub down here and Morzog up there, and just try and hit them with thugs and kind of keep that under control. And I believe Wood Elves wise, we're going to kind of just be raiding around here and maybe go after these King provinces. You can see they're making a pain of themselves just charging around in the middle of this. Yeah, so it'd be nice to pick those off. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So I will see you next turn and we can see how everything's going to work out. Is it worth us sending something in? Ooh, scrolling around and making myself dizzy. Is it worth sending like a ping in to have a look at if they've got anything new in the fort? It probably is, I think. So let's have Crooked Gid storm the castle. Perhaps just storm and retreat, and not try and storm with anything else. Grom has actually got a weapon that I could use potentially to kill that monolith, but he might not survive in combat with it. But he hits super hard with Elfbiter, and Elfbiter has 2 attacks. The other stuff's not really going to work. Yeah, there's a few things I could use. It's not a monolith, sorry, a Battle of Writing. There's a few things I can use. I believe I have a Smasher that I can move over there. If I have one of my scouts carry that over, let's have the Smasher just available, and maybe we can do something with a Flying Thug to go and whack the Smasher into him. Let's take that. Do we need anything else? No. Let's just have the Smasher available and send him in. Unless I've got Flying Boots. I do have Flying Boots on Gorgzilla, so let's take those off. And he can't carry that. Do I have anyone sneaky here who can? Don't take that. Crooked Git, Lil Git. These people are moving in. Maybe Nooblitz. Let's put some Flying Boots and a Smasher. He's not going to be the one doing the thugging, but I'll just move him in so he's available. And let's give him some other thug items that could be helpful. Dragon Helmet, obviously. Potentially a Firebrand, because it gives fire resistance, and we were seeing a fire shield up there, so let's give him a fire thing as well. Ring of Regeneration could be useful on whoever it is we're sending in. And I think that's probably it. Yeah, let's just send Nubla over there. I don't think that's a great plan, but those aren't terrible weapons. A Smash and a Firebrand for hitting the Battle of Writing. One's armor piercing, one hits very hard. Could be worth a try. But I'm not in a huge hurry. I don't have to knock over Nehekara anytime soon. I just need to make sure that I've got their armies contained. Okay, I will see you next turn. Hello and welcome back to a pretty busy turn. It's turn number 51, so we're really in the late game now. Let's see what we got. We got some gold from Crack. That's their last bunch of payment I think they have to give us. Maybe there's another 200 gold coming because I agreed that they would pay me for an underwater province, which they're going to take this turn. Empowered Grimzog in Blood, that's so that we can forge bloodstones to give us earth boosters. We cast Queen of Elemental Water, and we got a Thalassa, which is one of the ones that can't leave the water, but that's fine. Augury found nothing. And we got the Queen of Elemental Air, Nefele. I believe she's the Queen of Clouds, so she can summon up sylphs, I think, or sliffs. And yeah, now we've got a bunch of magic phase stuff. So a pack of winged monkeys appeared out of the sky, funny pluralization of monkeys, and attacked or tried to grab Headchopper the Savage Orc boss. So not a particularly important target. It's a funny spell for them to cast though. Here's the winged monkeys, and they're going to try and grab him. So in they come, and he gets surrounded by them. He kills one, but he is asleep. And once he's asleep, that's the end of the battle. The monkeys then fly off with him. So yeah, pretty successful monkey attack there. But it was just on a rubbish commander. So he gets picked up and he gets dropped somewhere else. I think he gets dropped in the Weld, so he's definitely going to die in the Weld. So we can view that battle, but it's just him versus a chunk of province defense, so he gets murdered. The Wood Elves, I presume, have dispelled Gift of Health. It's almost certainly the Wood Elves, right? I guess they could have overcast it, but they probably don't have that magic school. Maybe that's what's happened. But yeah, I'm just going to immediately recast Gift of Health, I think, just because it's kind of funny to have back and forth over it. And then we've got lots of blood hunting, and then we've got assassinations. So obviously I've sat on some Wood Elf forts. They must have known that I was going to at some point attack them on that when they overcast the Oak Global Mother Oak, I think it's called. And so they will have packed their foresty border provinces with assassins. So let's have a look. So first up we have Grimgrod is the victim of assassination attempt. So Grimgrod is one of our nice thugs. He's not the most expensively equipped, but that's pretty expensive stuff. Of course, because this is an assassination battle, he doesn't get to use his script. And the assassin that they're using is they're using Waystalkers, who they can only do assassinations while they are in forest provinces. He's already diseased. He's got a handful of acorns, which means that he gets some free vine men at the start of the fight. If he lands an arrow, he's going to mess up our commander, but he has not landed one so far. And he did land one just then, and our commander is now messed up and weakened. He casts Frozen Heart on one of these. Because we've got this auto-casting imps, we've got a good chance here of getting through this and killing this Waystalker. These are not cheap Waystalkers. I forget exactly how much gold they are. 100 and something, 120, something like that. He's doing just fine over there. He's gone berserk. And the Waystalker is doomed because he's going to get charged here. So that's the end of that. I don't suppose we get to check. Yeah, Waystalkers 160 gold each. So they're pretty significant losses when they die. But they've got a good chance to kill me here. This was fairly close, right? So Scabdrag, he is the victim of an assassination attempt. Scabdrag is a scout. He stands no chance. That's the end of Scabdrag. Grimgrod is the victim of another assassination attempt. Now, you will note this one's at night time. Grimgrod is still injured from the previous fight, which is a problem. He casts Liquid Body. That's a good one to start with. And the arrows miss. That's good. First set of imps go off. So this is going to be a close one, probably. Oh! Arrows hit him in the head, and he is dead. So Grimgrod would have won that, but he was already wounded. And he was unlucky that those arrows just took him out, to be honest. Waystalker arrows are very nasty, but still. Well done, that Waystalker. That was a pretty good thug we just lost. Morglum is next up on the assassination attempts. So Morglum is another one of our thugs. He's better equipped. He's got the elemental armor and bottle of living water. I definitely think he's got a better chance in these assassination attempts, but still, he's got to survive these arrows coming in, and the vine shield is not the best defense against that. He's blessed himself. Out goes the water elemental, and he is now distracted by the imps. The imps are definitely the counter to this, but you can still just get killed. What you want is a really good shield and the imps, and then you can deal with these assassins. Morglum is the victim of another assassination attempt, so that's 2 Waystalkers killed so far. And they all have these handful of acorns, which I believe is a 5 nature gem. They're probably using a dwarven hammer for it since they can forge those, but still. It's some nature gems that they're losing. every time. This is another Waystalker's going to get squished. Goodbye. And then Morglum's the victim of another assassination attempt. And I presume he's going to win this one as well. Well, we did get hit by an arrow there, so he is now wounded. He is weakened. But he successfully killed another Waystalker. So I lose a thug, they lose 4 Waystalkers. I would say, given the size of our empires, that's a war of attrition we could win eventually. That's a significant amount of gold lost for them, but I would say overall that they came out ahead of that because I lost a thug with all those items. Battle in Moliton. I made an error last turn. I made a bunch of errors last turn. One of the errors is that I just misclicked where I was sending this Orc Great Shaman. So he's just sat here in a really stupid place while this thug is gearing up to fight. And he's going to get killed by this army or province defense. Yeah, it's just really stupid. He's just going to sit there and get killed because he's totally unprepared to fight all these guys. So yeah, I lose a Great Shaman for no reason. And then, of course, the hit point loss means that my thug, who otherwise would have destroyed this province fairly easily, is forced to retreat. So he kills a ton of their troops. That was in Moliton. Where was that? Moliton, yeah. So Moliton is this province here, but of course they don't have all that province defense anymore. That was an actual army, not province defense. Anyway. Nethermark, so that was stupid. The other mistake that I've already seen that I've made is that I was trying to cast Eternal Pyre with my Pretender God, but I must have misclicked and taken him off that because he didn't cast it, and yeah, I'm recasting it this turn. So in Nethermark, this is us attacking the Wood Elves. There's just some province defense, and this is one of our thugs. He is injured from the assassination attempt, but he will cast Regeneration on himself, I believe. Yeah, he's regenerating, so he's now fine, and that takes care of that province. And these are not forest provinces. The forest provinces are the ones where they're really nasty. Attacking the Wood Elves in forest provinces is really hard. What happened to Kislev is that their capital was a forest province. They just got covered in these very nasty elves. In Lapintha, we attacked the Tomb Kings. One of our thugs, Nobgrub. Not a particularly well-equipped thug, but good enough, right? They don't have very much here. There's some summons and things, but he's given time to buff up. He's got his fire shield up. Ogres aren't really going to be a problem for him. He might lose his vine shield to ogres, though. They can certainly smash those. He does not so far. And he's not fatigued out. He's just fighting his way through lots of stuff. It's actually kind of close, because this is a threat to him. He's pretty fatigued. But the vine shield and the fire shield together let him just chop through these. The Tomb Kings have gone AI now, so we don't have to worry about them. At all, really. We just have to worry about how we're going to take out their their immobile pretender, their Barrel of Writing, because he's quite hard. And I didn't have a plan this turn, but in the next couple of turns I should do something about it for sure. So yeah, World Lapintha, Nehekara, I ping them just to make sure that that's still all that's in there. So it's just the archers on the wall and this goon. So we've got the same plan as before. Anything we send against him, I want to knock his hit points down first, but anything we send at him is going to have to hit him really hard. It's going to have to fly so it can fly over the archers and hit him, and it's going to have to be able to survive the spells he casts, which are Fire, Shock, and Blade Wind, I imagine. In Nehekara, we get some population lost. In Cormark, we get a great treasure, Seeking's Goblet, a bunch of gems, and 2,000 gold. That's very nice. In Rain, we get more gold, Dominion, and some unrest. Very cool. And then Spikenose was discovered and killed. We discovered and killed a Rune Bearer. Get out of my territory, dwarfs. And then fortifications-wise, we've got Nehekara we can go into, and we've got Undrays we can go into, which I will be this turn. Milady, the goddess of Bretonia, is gone now. Didn't rule any provinces, so disappeared. Right. So, what are we up to this turn? Well, let's start with any big spells that we're casting. So we are casting over here Eternal Pyre. Over here, I'm going to cast it with my Tree Lord because it's fun and interesting. Put the Ring of Wizardry and Sorcery on him, and I'm going to cast Gift of Health again. So Gift of Health will be going up from him, and I think just in case, because this could very easily go wrong, I'm just going to whack up the Province Defense on him a bit and maybe send him some reinforcements. Or give him them. You never know what's going to turn up and cause me problems. Maybe we should send some troops up from Bone Nose Tribe just to keep him safe. What have we got that we can send up to keep him company? Let's send Zog let's give you. We'll have you do air elementals, and we'll give Mr. Zog some gems to do that with. So Zog will go up there. In fact, your first spell should not be an air elemental, it should be Divine Blessing. I'm just misclicking all the time now. Here we go. So that's just set up there because he's casting a global for us, not to keep him safe. I could have had someone here cast it, but I thought it was kind of fun and interesting to have the Tree Lord cast it, so that's why I'm doing that. Here's Nephile. I've given her a bunch of air gems and she's off to help me somewhere else. I put the Star Sign Skullcap on her just to give her magic resistance, and she's got a Ring of Regeneration. I don't think I had anything else I could put on her to keep her safe. I suppose I could throw a Scutata Volturdus and a Frostbrand on her, and why not? It's fun. So off she goes over here. So in this battle, we're going to have we can have a look. If they attack us here, we're going to have a lot of troops, and big spells wise, we're going to have Living Clouds, Fog Warriors. We're going to have Serpent's Blessing and Howl, because I think they might come and cast a Foul Vapors. That's what they were previously casting, right? So they might just come in there and do that. But hopefully the stuff we've got there will be able to do something about them attempting that. And I'm just going to storm the castle with my thug here, Scabfang. I'm going to see if he can do it on his own, which I think should work. Our other thugs are hitting them elsewhere over here. Other big spells wise, sorry, before I go to the Wood Elf attacks, I'm summoning another Queen of Elemental Water, and I am summoning another Queen of Elemental Air because I like Elemental Royalty. I've seen that the Dwarfs already have. Where are you? Down here? They already have the Queen of Lakes. She's down there. And yeah, so that's the big spells I'm casting. I'm not forging anything particularly memorable. I don't have a massive amount of everything. I'm doing a Bloodstone, actually. That's, I guess, quite important. Some more Sanguine Dowson rods. Don't have any nature gems and not very many fire gems at the moment. But we are continuing to forge one Lightless Lantern a turn now. I'm reducing that just for the moment. And have I given everyone Lightless Lanterns and things? I have, yes, good. So on the Wood Elf side, I'm obviously attacking here and having a bunch of like moving stuff around and preaching. I'm a bit worried that they're going to do a God Drop on me from Bulvermori. They've got this monolith, and he could teleport. I believe monoliths can teleport and God Drop, but maybe they can't. Over here, I find it quite hard to believe that that's their capital. So, for one thing, it's not called Athelloren. Where is Athelloren? Yeah, here it is. So that was their capital. So yeah, he does appear to have been teleporting around. So I'm a bit worried he's going to try and God Drop on me. If he does, maybe things go horribly wrong. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll just see. I think it's just fun to be in a war again with an enemy that's kind of fighting back. Over here, I'm attacking them. You can see in multiple places. So for instance, here I'm doing Air Shield and then Horde of Skeleton stuff, and I've got lots of Imp spam to just overcome the Province defense there. Over here, we are sending Air Elementals basically, and a bit of Frozen Heart spam, and there's some Imps. Over here, we are sending a Thug. Over here, we are sending a different Thug. Should you be... You're in the bottom corner, that's fine. Over here, we're hitting them with another Thug. And we're not really hitting them anywhere else. So, but still, we're kind of just like starting the kind of harassment and destruction all over the place. Keep them guessing, set as many fires as we can in different places. I'm kind of annoyed with the Wood Elves because they started this fight with me. And they've been a bit spiteful. Like, I don't mind the assassinations and things, but dispelling Gift of Health is just kind of specifically just to annoy me. It's not a big advantage to them in the war or anything. So I'm just kind of trying to like hit them and teach them a lesson. Pointy-eared scum. What else have I got going on? I'm attacking down here with Grom. He's just going to try and... It's going to be a Goblins rule situation, and we're just going to send Goblins to go and deal with him down there. I think I should probably back him up with Flaming Arrows, so I'm going to send Bortic in to cast Flaming Arrows. And then just cast spells, that's fine. Yeah, so Bortic will be helping him. Hold on. He's going to cast a load of fire elementals if I do that, isn't he? Let's have conservative gem usage. So Bortic will help over there, just in case the Tomb Kings do anything clever there, and we should get on with taking these. So I will have Grom go and take some of that stuff. for the moment. Maybe Liz Truss should be moving on, but I think for the moment I'm just going to keep the army here because Liz Truss can do some preaching. So we'll just preach here. We're going to preach this Dominion down, and then we're going to send somebody in to slap that Pretender. Do I need some items to go and kill that Pretender? I think all I would need. So in the province already, I've got Mechwart, who's got Firebrand, Smasher, Dragon Helmet. Doesn't have elemental armor. I think that would be useful to have, but I don't have one kicking around. To give him just resistances against the various spells that annoying monolith thing is going to throw out, and I'll just hit it with the Firebrand or the Smasher over and over. Yeah, we could do with a Misc item that gives us immunity to shock stuff because he's going to cast Shockwave at us otherwise. We do have some Storm Spools, but I don't know if we've got one spare. What's the answer to that? I think the answer to that is we'll forge a Storm Spool. Let's take these off and let's have Dregbiter be our researcher instead. And Grabtooth will forge us another Storm Spool. And just because I want a Storm Spool over there right now, I will have Tooth Yanker take a turn off and doing Corpse Constructs, and I'll have Big Scrut take that. Is there anything else I can take over there? Not really. Big Scut's going to go over there and give that to Mechwart, so he'll be immune to. So he'll have Fire Resistance 10. He can give himself Elemental Resistance before he gives himself Flight. He's going to need Air Shield, right? Because he hasn't got a shield currently. He's just got a Smash and a Firebrand. So he'll need to Air Shield himself to keep himself safe. Maybe I'll send another mage in to help with that, or maybe I'll cast some stuff to help him. I don't know. I'm kind of playing this by ear a bit, but I'm going to send somebody to help him. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, so fighting Wood Elves and trying to finish off the Tomb Kings, and not really paying much attention to anyone else. So if they do sudden kind of attacks and so on against me, then I'm not going to be prepared to deal with it. I'll just play it by ear. Okay, that's everything for this turn, so I will see you next turn. Hello and welcome back. It is turn number 52. It's a bit of a funny turn. So the first thing to say about this turn is I thought there were 7 global slots. There were already 6 globals. Then Gift of Health got dispelled, leaving 5 globals. So I thought there's 2 slots available. Somebody else might cast something this turn because something just got dispelled, but I thought 2 slots available. So I cast Eternal Pyre and Gift of Health. Unfortunately, so Eternal Pyre successfully cast, Gift of Health successfully cast, but Gift of Health dispelled Eternal Pyre. So I wasted however many Fire Gems, 60 or 80 or whatever it was. Very bad. It sucks that I didn't know how many global slots there are, but it's fine. So we lose that. I have cast, so this is Cloud Trapezing into Wood Elf territory from Scud to take a province, and we cast, or rather to reinforce a province, I can't remember. We cast the Queen of Elemental Water, Queen of Elemental Air, so we've got 2 more Elemental Royalty, and we have Cloud Trapezing some more boys, and we did an Augury, didn't find anything there, and I think that's about it. So then this is us magic phasing into Mometh, or Momefe. We just Cloud Trapezed in because I saw there was a province that wasn't very well defended and it was in our domain, so I just threw in Gromgrot. He's got a lifelong protection. To be honest, a little bit of province defense, basically any commander with a lifelong protection will just kill it. It's a little bit risky. There are risks, associated with it, but he's liquid bodying himself to avoid being killed, and he's just relying on the imps to just take this out, basically. So I'll just zoom through this. You can see the troops are actually getting kind of close to him, but he's casting Panic on them, which is going to help rout them, and he's chucking imps down. But I probably should have scripted him a bit better. The spells he's casting aren't being terribly useful. But eventually, you can see in not very many turns, you get really quite a lot of imps. And that is enough to beat just about anything up. So we take that province, some sight searching and blood hunting, and we get a spell cast on us. Spiderfang was suddenly attacked. That's a horror assassination of some kind. Or possibly this is because... Oh, it's because of the Lightless Lantern. So this is our first horror attack from a Lightless Lantern. And of course we get annihilated. But that's fine. We knew that was going to happen. And we'll probably see some more of those happening. Very rude, isn't it? Anyway, Crooked Git was the victim of an assassination attempt from the Wood Elves. This is just one of our scouts left behind being assassinated by one of their Waystalkers. You can see that they've equipped their Waystalkers up a bit stronger with Vine Shields and Frostbrands. And they're maybe going to use those to go and knock over some lowly defended provinces. So maybe we want to pump up the province defense a bit, possibly, or we just leave some guys in there with imps. Actually, leave some of our mages around with their imp summoning spells, just to kill anything that tries to take provinces back off us. So we might do that this turn. Battle in Asanon. We are attacking Wood Elves. This is our group of 3 shamans. They all have imps. They can air shield themselves up, and I believe then we have some. Will-o'-the-Wisp castings, but we don't really need it. This is three imp casters, produces a lot of imps. As you can see, it gets out of hand pretty quick, and they are very skeletons casters as well, so pretty effective. Impassable Mountains. This is a thug. He's got no imps, but he's got the living water bottle. He's designed so that he can go underwater, I believe, this one. That's kind of his build. But the water elemental will go and kill some things for us, which is nice. But then he's quite a nasty thug, so he's easily going to chop up this province defense here. So that's another province taken. Doing quite well against the Wood Elf so far. We lose the Weld because it was just a fort in a forest, and we know that we don't want to sit on those because they're assassins. We attack the Tomb Kings in Moliton. This is Grom the Paunch of Misty Mountains army, which is basically all goblins, and they've got a Flaming Arrows caster, but he's not going to cast it because there's not very much province defense here. And we just shoot them to pieces, and Grom charges in to smash the back ranks. Pretty straightforward. Then we've got Battle in Valgard, another attack on the Wood Elves. This is another thug. Nobgrub, quite a cheap thug, this one actually. Is he also an underwater guy, potentially? Yes, he's also potentially an underwater guy. Quite a nasty bunch of province defense there, or quite a bit of province defense. But I think with the things he's casting, he should be fine. So the Fire Shield and the Vine Shield work together rather nicely. Keep things manageable. He keeps using his Firebrand to smash stuff, and he's got quite a lot of protection. He's got regeneration too, so it's a pretty easy win over the province defense. And he could have taken an even larger amount of province defense on, which is always good to know that he could do it. Polmania. Another thug. This one's got imps and Stormspore. He's a bit more expensive. But yeah, having the imps is how he's going to win this one. The thug himself can do some fighting, but just having the imps there is basically enough. You can see why I used all my blood for this and basically nothing else. Well, I'm going to use it for bloodstones too. Swamp of Solitude. We attack the Wood Elves. Another thug. This one's imp and water elemental. There's basically no province defense here, so that's an easy win. And then we've got a battle at the Fortress of Undres. So I sent in my thug to clear out the fortress. He is kind of a premium version. He's not particularly cheap at all. He's going in with the Mist form and then personal regen, I think. That's the basic combo. And then presumably he's doing a Fire Shield, yeah. Savage Orc Shamans, very, very good thugs. Very, very good indeed for thugging. I probably wouldn't be doing this much with them if I hadn't got the construction site and got the discount, but such is life. There is a mage who's blinking around and is going to get completely destroyed. And then because this is just a palisade, there's not very many wall defenders, but he's just going to go and pick them off. As soon as he kills their commander who's on this side, yeah, there we go, the commander's going to die. And that's the end of that. So that fort is taken. And then we've got events in Oakland, magic site found, holy site of the Bear Tribe. That is Bear Mountain, which gives us 2 Earth Gems per 10. Very nice. And Ireme, Fire Gems, Natural Pulse. I've realised recently I'm picking up the verbal habits of other YouTubers. The Distant Horizon likes to kind of end statements by saying right, so he'll kind of go, I think I should build some goblins here. Those are going to be useful, right? So I've picked up that habit a bit. And then also, RCK likes to call things very nice. He says that a lot, so I kind of copied him a bit. It's funny the way that works. Sneaky enemy discovered. A prospector. Interesting. Prospectors being used as scouts. Gets killed by the Great Green Prophet, presumably, or somebody. And then fortifications. We're into Nehekara. We haven't got into the other ones. Lost a Forest Goblin Great Shaman to a disease. That's unusual. Why is that? Oh, it's over here. I just didn't have him. Yeah, he's outside of the Gift of Health. And that was down for a little bit. And the Praunch of Misty Mountain was promoted. Now, the nice thing about this is that Grom can now get his War going, and he's very likely to pretty soon. So yeah, and Grom's War is tons and tons of goblins, and it'll mean that he's sacred, which is quite cool. Yeah, so having a legendary War is always nice. So what are we doing? Well, down here on the Nehekaran front, I'm still going to keep preaching this down. I want this Dominion to be positive here before I go after the Big Tough Immobile, and the other stuff here is kind of wasting their time to a certain extent, but I could move some of them away. I was considering, well, I'll deal with that in a moment, but basically I think I'll stay here and preach for another turn, and we're going to move our force down here and knock over this, and then go for the throne, obviously. We want to secure that. Maybe the Ogres will challenge us for it, I'm not sure. It looks like maybe the Ogres might end up in a war with Khorne, potentially. I don't know. We'll have to see what other people are doing. This is where we've attacked the Wood Elves, so we've got a bit of province defense we need to throw up around here. I'm just going to throw up some bits. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, we took these provinces from the Wood Elves. They've got magic sites in them, which is good news for us. Anything that we take, you know, we get the income for a turn at least. And I think we could leave some of our imp casters around. I was going to move all of them back here. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just move them back here for a fight, and then we'll kind of redistribute. But for now, we've kind of got imp casters moving around. I think maybe I could, yeah, Nublet. Oh, I haven't got any. Yeah, I need to forge some more imp things. We've got plenty of blood gems. I think blood gems, blood slaves. That's a bit of a reductive way of saying it. I think maybe I do want some more. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe I was done making those for the moment, but I think they're so good that I do just want more of them. So we'll have more lifelong protection. So we'll forge one there. We're doing a flesh eater there and a flesh eater here. But instead of doing that, what's happened to our blood boosters? Oh, they're on Crusher, so that he can make. I was going to make another smasher with him to help smash that immobile, but actually I think it might make more sense for me to just make another one of the. Well, I don't know. I'll just stick with what I was doing. I was going to forge a smasher. It's fine. So lifelong protection here. So you don't need that item for the moment since you're not doing a bloodstone. And we will have Egura pick that item up so that they can forge a lifelong protection. We'll get a couple of lifelong protections each turn, I think. Here's our new Queen of Elemental Air. She's kitted out with a bunch of gems, of course, and I have sent her off to this battle. There's basically two places where I'm converging on the Wood Elves. There's here and here. On this one, it's some Warboys and then a bunch of these lads, and we're doing Fog Warriors and Mass Flight. We've got Blessing on the Sacreds, and we've got a little bit extra, but not really much. It's pretty much just using Fog Warriors and Mass Flight and hoping that that's enough to beat up what's there in the Weld. I'm not really sure if it will be or not, but it would be nice to give them a poke. Oh, actually, even though this doesn't look like a forest on the map, this is a forest. So this would be a bad idea, right, to move here. There you go, there's that the distance horizon saying, right, that would be a bad idea because we're just getting assassinated up. I hadn't noticed that. So I'm glad I just noticed that because I don't want to move on to a forest right now. Okay, that's fine. We'll abandon that plan then. So these guys will patrol here, except for Scumzog, who will do a quick bit of preaching. And yeah, they're probably going to try and defend over here. That's fine. And then our Thuela, I don't want Thuela to be there. We could send Thuela down to help against this. There's a few things Thuela could do. That's interesting. The other thing that I've realized I probably want in this province, because I'm massing a bunch of troops in this province, a big army. It's kind of a doom stack. They've got Howl going, they've got Arrowfend, they've got Living Clouds coming from Nefele, they've got Fog Warriors. Probably don't want to. I think what I'm going to do, because it's a ridiculous concentration of power, but I think maybe I'm going to send both my Queens of Elemental Air into this province. I suspect I can get a fight here. I don't know for a fact that I can get a fight here, but I suspect I can. I guess the other option with her is I just go for one of these other provinces, but it does leave her a bit vulnerable to magic phase movement hitting her. Although they're not going to be able to teleport much stuff. Yeah, I'm not super worried about that, I guess. She could fly over here. Yeah, there's quite a few things that she could do. I'm just going to fly in here. It's fine. We'll just have both of them here. I'll guess that maybe there's going to be a big fight there, and we'll go for that. So we've got Fog Warriors and Mass Flight going on. We've got Living Clouds and spells. So should we give her a second spell to cast? I think someone else is doing Arrowfend, so maybe throw up a Thunder Ward, conservative cast spells. Fine. Yeah, so lots of stuff there. Obviously, we've taken this. We're going to build a lab here. And I think Snick Stab is casting. So we're doing Serpent's Blessing because I'm worried about them doing Foul Vapors. So we've got Serpent's Blessing and then Howl. But I think actually, as opposed to Howl, if I could cast Mass Regeneration, it would be better. Let's have a look. Do we have Mass Regeneration available? No. Where is Mass Regeneration? Because basically, Foul Vapors will get through a Serpent's Blessing. Serpent's Blessing is good, but it's not enough. You'll still lose stuff. So Mass Regen is what you really want against that. I think it might be Enchantment level 8. Yeah, Mass Regeneration is Enchantment level 8, so we don't have it for this turn. That's fine. Let's have Snick Stab cast. Let's have Snick Stab cast Howl. Yeah, it's just that. I think I'm kind of done fiddling around with this. We've got a big thing here. I don't want to spend much more time on this. We've got a big battle here potentially. We've hit lots of places. We're going to hit a few others, and we've got troops moving around. Maybe they'll do some magic phase retaliation. Morglum's going to stay where he is because he's gone mad. That's a classic problem with the Savage Orcs in particular. Morzog is going to go and hit the fortress controlled over there by the Tomb Kings. It's a Kislev one that's under siege, so we can unsiege Kislev, which would be quite funny. Badzod over there is going to attack this province. Anything that's not a forest, basically, I'm going to hit. I really don't want to go in the forests, and I think they are kind of going to work that out. They're going to realise that. Scumzog can just stay there and preach for a turn. They don't have the most robust Dominion, but it's... Yeah, their Dominion's actually not that robust, so a thing that we could do is kind of try and pick at their Dominion. We're going to have lots of stealth breaches available when we deal with Nehekara, and we could just kind of go in and try and knock over their Dominion. That might be quite funny. Yeah, I think that's mostly Khorne Dominion. I think their Dominion's a bit squeezed, basically, and we can push along here. So probably worth doing. And Gorkzilla, I could have had him cast a King of Earth, the Earth and Elemental Royalty, and I still might do that. I can't remember why I'm moving up there. Oh, I think I was moving up there with Gorkzilla so that he could support them with flaming arrows, but I believe I'm flying in. Yeah, I'm flying in a Great Shaman on a Wyvern, which will do that. So I think instead I will cast a King of Elemental Earth. I don't know that there are any available in actuality, but if there are, we will get them. So we'll put a Bloodstone on him. That's the easiest way for him to do that. So let's go E for Earth. Oh, the Marble Lions. That's a funny one. King of Elemental Earth. Let's do one. Takes away all our Earth gems, but whatever. Okay, I think there's not much else going on at the moment. I was considering kind of moving some people in. Maybe I'll move some more things closer to this war, because this looks like it's going to be our main war. I was considering maybe moving Thumping Zog in this direction. Yeah, here we go. He's going over there because he's got very high nature, which is useful for casting a bunch of different spells. Yeah, and we're moving a bunch of our corpse constructs, and we're going to move some vine men probably over here as well. We've got some over here. We're going to start moving those down. So who would be good to lead our vine men out of here? We've got Gromsnick doing patrols. He was moving them, but he has gone mad. Isn't that always the way? Bashrek can take a bunch of them. Rotgut and Uzag. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to take Uzag, and Bashrek, and they're going to start moving around as well. Just got to be careful of that. So we'll just move them into the caves, and then they'll just move along there. Are we doing anything else? Forging wise, we're just forging lifelong protection, Flesh Eater. Flesh Eater might be for hitting, it's just a cheap weapon to give stuff. It's good for killing thugs. It might be good for killing that annoying Barrel of Writing. I don't think we're forging anything else other than a Smasher. We can have the Smasher transported over to hit stuff with. And we're forging some Messenger Boots because I think I ran out. Is someone doing Messenger Boots? Lightless Lantern. Boots of the Messenger. There we go. That's what I was looking for. We've also got Urbon. He is good because he can teleport in and cast anti-magic and things like that, but I think I'll keep him back for the moment. And obviously we've got some of our boosters tied up down here on Zalis. So it might be good to have some at some point. We've really used a lot of our gems, which is what you should do. You shouldn't sit on big stockpiles of gems. You shouldn't blow all of your fire gems up casting a global that immediately gets destroyed by one of your other globals, but that's a different matter. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the now. Of course, I got the other underwater Queen of Elemental Water. The lakes one, the dwarfs had already got. And they're just going to sit there and summon allies. They're basically just there in case I need to go to war down here, and maybe to go for that throne at some point. But just for now, they're just going to sit here and summon allies. It's fine. Yeah, not much else going on, really. So I think that'll probably be it for this video. I haven't put the previous video up, but I'm going to put a bunch of videos up. And for people who are paying attention to Warhammer versions of things, I have a new version of Warhammer has just come out, of the Warhammer mod, for Dominions 5. It's version 2.4. It's got Norska in it. I will probably put up a version about the patch notes, and I'll probably put up, a video about the patch notes, and I'll probably put up a video about the about Norska, just kind of introducing them as well. Probably a quick introduction, not a full overview, but then I'd like to get back to doing some more national overviews for some of the nations I haven't done. Maybe I'll do one for the Greenskins because I've been playing them a bunch recently. Okay, that's it for this video. I will see you next time. Bye for now.